The Island Enigma unraveled the mysteries surrounding China and Iran's collaborative venture, leaving America on edge and searching for answers. Qeshm Island, a hidden treasure measuring over 490 square kilometers, is situated in the northern part of the Strait of Hormuz. In 2020, a significant event occurred when China and Iran presented their 25-year strategic cooperation deal, which included an astounding $400 billion in investment. Through this enormous effort, Qeshm Island has gained international attention and the respect of Western countries that understand its value as a key location for growth. China and Iran have started a significant economic development project on Qeshm Island that includes energy ports, metallurgy, transportation, and other areas in accordance with the cooperation agreement. The American media has expressed concerns after hearing about this important endeavor that China and Iran have announced, viewing it as a serious potential threat. In order to evaluate the consequences it poses for the United States, it is essential to comprehend the significance of Qeshm Island's development for both China and Iran. A vital canal that joins the Persian Gulf and the Indian Ocean, the Strait of Hormuz, is of utmost importance to the world's energy commerce. Approximately 20% of the world's natural gas and crude oil must go through this crucial canal every day. The Strait of Hormuz shipping routes have an impact on pricing all around the world by resonating across the global energy supply chain. So what exactly does the strategic importance Qeshm Island poses, which has threatened the U.S.? We will discuss it shortly. Iran's Qeshm Island, which is located near the inner entrance of the Strait of Hormuz, has become a key position for governing this important waterway. Before entering the strait itself, ships leaving the Persian Gulf must pass by Qeshm Island on their way to places like India, Africa, or China. Therefore, maintaining control over this island is equivalent to assuring that cargo may be transported without incident via the Strait of Hormuz. For the transportation of their energy exports to international markets, numerous countries that produce oil and gas substantially rely on the Strait of Hormuz. According to astonishing energy trade data, 12 million barrels of crude oil cross the strait every day, with a fourth of this volume going to China. China is adamant in protecting its oil security because it recognizes the Strait of Hormuz's importance as a crucial energy import route. The strategic importance of Qeshm Island as the strait's center point cannot be overstated. China can therefore gain more influence and control over this important energy route by making investments there and promoting collaboration with the area around the Strait of Hormuz. Before we proceed further and analyze the enormous impact on Iran's economy by the strict sanctions imposed by Western countries, make sure you have hit the like and subscribe button to get instant notifications of the videos. Now let's continue. Iran has encountered many difficulties in recent years, especially as a result of strict sanctions put in place by Western nations. Iran's energy sector has been devastated by these sanctions, which have resulted in a sharp decline in oil exports. Iran could only export 500,000 to 600,000 barrels of crude oil per day during the height of the sanctions. The United States and other Western countries' meddling has also had a significant negative impact on the country's automobile industry, another vital sector. Many nations have stopped working with Iranian auto businesses out of concern for possible penalties brought on by American hegemony. Iran's economy thus suffered severely as a result of the country's two core industries suffering serious setbacks, with the car industry nearly coming to a complete halt. Iran's economic downturn was also made worse by the COVID-19 epidemic in 2020, which caused its GDP to fall by 3 to 5%. Given these circumstances, Iran must concentrate on reviving internal economic development. As a result of its cutting-edge technology and robust investment skills, China appears as Iran's perfect partner during difficult economic times. Iran can receive assistance from China in resolving its economic obstacles. In addition to highlighting the enormous growth potential of Qeshm Island in the global market, Iranian President Rahim maintained a friendly and cooperative approach towards China during his state visit to China. China and Iran can work together to turn Qeshm Island into one of the largest oil storage facilities in the Persian Gulf, influencing the entire Middle Eastern oil waterway. Future connections between the island and China's Gwadar port in Pakistan, a previous Chinese investment and development project, are also conceivable. The Malacca Strait's problems would be efficiently resolved by this connection, which would greatly shorten China's offshore energy transit route. For Western nations, this news certainly represents a major setback. A significant entry point into the Persian Gulf region for China is the Qeshm Island building project. It is possible to export China's cutting-edge technology to this area, which will promote economic expansion. In addition, China wants to work with Iran to create an economic free trade zone by utilizing the oil depots and docks that are already in place. A staggering economic value of up to $500 billion is predicted to be produced by this cooperative project. Without a doubt, both countries benefit from this innovative partnership deal. The expansion and modernization of the current terminal and port on Qeshm Island are included in the historic agreement that was reached between the two countries. In addition, China will set up an economic free trade zone where RMB, the Chinese currency, will be used for all transactions, as well as superior industrial technologies and equipment for oil refining. Iran will provide China with oil in exchange for a significant price reduction denominated in RMB. The yuan and Iranian oil now have a deeper bond because of this collaboration. The 25-year strategic alliance between China and Iran has drawn criticism from some Western media outlets, which argue that it represents a serious danger to the United States. Is this statement true? The United States has relied on the dollar's hegemony in the Middle East for a considerable amount of time. The majority of the countries in the region are required to deal in oil in US dollars and import goods from other countries using the same currency. However, because of this dependence, these countries are more vulnerable to the consequences of increased US currency issuance, which in turn reduces the purchase power of their current dollar reserves. As a result, there is a high danger of depreciation for the dollars held by these nations, and they must sell more resources or goods in order to keep the same level of purchasing power. In addition, several Middle Eastern nations rely significantly on food imports due to the region's unfavorable natural food producing conditions. Iran alone has imported more than 9 million tons of grain yearly during the past 10 years. Food imports into the Middle East have been steadily increasing, according to the UN Food and Agricultural Organization. As a result, Middle Eastern countries that depend on sizable yearly food imports face difficulties as a result of the US dollar's declining purchasing value. This condition increases the financial strain and increases the possibility of societal unrest in these nations. The renminbi, or RMB, standing on the international scene is gradually increasing, and China is largely recognized as the world's industrial hub. Qeshm Island, which China and Iran successfully built, has a lot of potential to develop into an important free trade zone, especially for Iran's imports of grains. Iran can now buy a significant amount of agricultural goods, raw materials, and even industrial items in China and Southeast Asia, thanks to oil exports to China and the acquisition of renminbi. As a result, Iran's problems with food scarcity may be somewhat alleviated by the creation of the Qeshm Island Free Trade Zone. Due to its crucial relevance, the Qeshm Island project also represents a strategic danger to the United States. The island's unique system of twisting deep fjords, located in the Strait of Hormuz, makes it a perfect location for a military port. Iran did build a military station underground on the island as early as 2012, and it currently holds a few tiny Iranian submarines. It is very likely that China and Iran will collaborate militarily as their relationship becomes closer. A sophisticated naval force that protects the security of commerce routes in the Qeshm Island region has been built via combined efforts by both nations, because both have an interest in protecting vital maritime energy corridors. The joint construction of Qeshm Island by China and Iran offers numerous advantages to both parties. China secures affordable energy, enhances its influence, and safeguards oil shipping routes. This collaboration serves as a tangible example of the fruitful partnership between China and Iran. One of the important questions arises: what other remarkable projects and alliances will emerge on the horizon, shaping the dynamics of global energy and geopolitical landscapes? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section, and stay tuned for exciting insights ahead.